Is your heart broken and you don't know how to heal? Heartbreak can feel like an emotional storm, leaving you lost and unsure of how to move forward. The pain is real, and finding a way to heal often feels overwhelming. But what if I told you there was a timeless philosophy that can guide you through this pain and help you rebuild a stronger, wiser heart? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that focuses on resilience, self-control, and acceptance, offers practical tools for emotional healing that can transform your experience of heartbreak. By the end of this video, you'll understand how Stoicism can not only help you manage the pain of a broken heart, but also empower you to rise above it with newfound wisdom and inner strength. You'll learn how Stoic principles, such as focusing on what you can control, embracing emotional resilience, and accepting the impermanence of life, can help you navigate the emotional turmoil of heartbreak. Imagine no longer being a prisoner of your emotions, but instead using this time of pain as an opportunity for growth. Stoicism teaches us to face challenges head-on, not by suppressing our emotions, but by understanding them and using them as a springboard for greater clarity and strength. Stay tuned as we explore how to apply Stoic wisdom to heal your heart and emerge stronger than ever. Heartbreak is a universal experience, one that transcends age, background, and culture. The emotional pain that comes with losing someone we care about can feel overwhelming, leaving us unsure of how to move forward. Whether it's the end of a relationship, unrequited love, or the loss of a loved one, the sorrow can seem unbearable and the path to healing may feel unclear. But there is a way to navigate this storm, a way rooted in ancient wisdom that has helped countless individuals throughout history regain peace in the midst of suffering. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, is centered on mastering emotions and finding inner tranquility, especially in times of hardship. It teaches us to accept what we cannot control, embrace challenges with resilience, and focus on cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, and self-control. Stoicism offers us a powerful framework for healing, providing clarity during emotional turmoil and empowering us to regain control over our hearts and minds. Rather than dwelling in despair or clinging to unhealthy attachments, Stoic principles guide us toward emotional freedom. Through practices like focusing on the present moment, reframing our thoughts, and embracing acceptance, we can begin to heal from heartbreak with strength and grace. In the following sections, we will explore how these Stoic teachings can help transform the pain of a broken heart into an opportunity for growth, self-reflection, and ultimately, peace. With Stoicism, the path to healing becomes clearer and your heart stronger than ever. Understanding the nature of heartbreak. Through Stoic eyes, heartbreak is one of the most intense emotional experiences a person can endure. It often feels like a storm that sweeps away our peace of mind and leaves us vulnerable, confused, and lost. However, Stoicism offers a powerful perspective on heartbreak that can transform how we view and handle this emotional pain. According to Stoic philosophy, external events, including the pain caused by heartbreak, are beyond our control. The loss of a relationship, betrayal, or any other source of heartbreak are things that happen to us, often unexpectedly and without warning. These external events are like the waves crashing on the shore. We cannot control them, but we can choose how we respond. In the Stoic worldview, our emotional response to these events is where our true power lies. While we cannot control the actions of others, we are fully in control of how we interpret and respond to those actions. The Stoic mindset teaches that while emotions like sadness, grief, and even anger are natural reactions to heartbreak, it is essential to understand and manage them rather than letting them dictate our actions. By practicing self-control, we prevent these emotions from consuming us and instead use them as a tool for growth. The Stoic philosophy reframes heartbreak as an opportunity for personal growth and wisdom. Instead of viewing heartbreak as a defeat, it can be seen as a challenge, a chance to strengthen our inner resilience. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, reminds us that adversity can be a path to self-improvement. By confronting the pain head-on and choosing how to respond, we build emotional resilience and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Heartbreak often brings us face to face with our deepest vulnerabilities. It reveals our attachments and our desires, teaching us about the impermanence of life and the importance of focusing on what we can control. The Stoic practice encourages us to reflect on these experiences and extract wisdom from them. We begin to understand that love, while powerful, is also fleeting, and that our attachment to people and things outside of ourselves can lead to suffering. Through this understanding, we are better equipped to detach ourselves from unhealthy attachments, which ultimately brings freedom and emotional balance. Additionally, Stoicism teaches that all emotions, including sadness and grief, are part of the natural human experience. These feelings are not something to be suppressed or avoided, but rather something to be acknowledged, examined, and managed. The Stoics believe that by accepting emotions as natural responses, we can maintain composure and perspective, allowing us to heal in a more thoughtful and deliberate manner. In conclusion, Stoicism offers a profound way of understanding heartbreak, not as an insurmountable burden, but as a natural event that is within our power to navigate. By focusing on our response rather than the external circumstances, we transform heartbreak into a stepping stone for personal growth and emotional resilience. Through reflection and self-awareness, we not only heal, but also emerge stronger, wiser, and more in control of our emotions. Principle 1. Focus on what you can control. One of the most fundamental Stoic principles is the idea of focusing on what is within our control while accepting what lies beyond it. In the context of heartbreak, this principle is transformative. Heartbreak often feels overwhelming because we tend to focus on what we cannot control, our ex-partner's actions, words, or decisions. However, the Stoic perspective teaches us that we are powerless over the external events that happen to us, but we do hold absolute power over our thoughts, actions, and reactions. This shift in perspective can be the first step toward healing. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." When we experience heartbreak, we are often consumed by thoughts of, "What could have been? Why did this happen?" or "What is wrong with me?" These thoughts are centered on things outside our control, the past, someone else's feelings, or an outcome that is no longer relevant. However, Stoicism invites us to shift our focus to our internal world, which is where we truly have agency. By focusing on our thoughts, actions, and responses, we can regain a sense of control and responsibility for our emotional state. Instead of waiting for the external world to change in order to feel better, we begin to take ownership of our healing process. This can be incredibly empowering, as it places the power back in our hands. We no longer feel like passive victims of our circumstances, but active participants in our journey toward emotional recovery. A practical example of this in the context of heartbreak is the way we choose to process our emotions. Stoicism teaches us that emotions, while natural, should not govern our actions. Instead of allowing ourselves to be overwhelmed by grief, sadness, or anger, we can observe these emotions without judgment, process them, and decide how we will act in response. For instance, if we feel sadness, we can acknowledge it, understand it, and choose to channel that energy into self-care and personal growth rather than getting lost in negative thinking or blame. Focusing on personal growth is another crucial aspect of this principle. During times of heartbreak, it's easy to fall into self-pity or resentment, but Stoicism encourages us to use such experiences as opportunities for self-improvement. This can involve investing time in activities that nurture our body, mind, and soul, such as exercising, reading, pursuing hobbies, or connecting with supportive friends and family. By focusing on self-care and personal growth, we begin to heal not only emotionally, but also physically and mentally. These actions are within our control and lead to a greater sense of well-being, which over time helps to ease the pain of heartbreak. Another way to apply this principle is by practicing mindfulness and meditation. These Stoic practices allow us to remain present rather than ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. By cultivating mindfulness, we can begin to detach ourselves from the pain of heartbreak and observe our thoughts without getting entangled in them. This conscious awareness gives us the space to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In conclusion, focusing on what we can control is a powerful Stoic principle that allows us to reclaim our sense of agency during heartbreak. Instead of feeling helpless and at the mercy of external circumstances, we recognize that we have the power to manage our emotions, take responsibility for our healing, and cultivate personal growth. By shifting our focus inward, we transform the pain of heartbreak into an opportunity for resilience, self-discovery, and strength. Principle 2. Practice acceptance and letting go. In Stoicism, one of the core teachings is accepting the things beyond our control and focusing on how we respond to them. This is particularly valuable during times of heartbreak, when we may struggle to come to terms with the end of a relationship or the loss of a deep connection. Stoic philosophy encourages us to practice acceptance, recognizing that life is full of change and things often don't go as planned. By accepting the end of a relationship, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and make space for healing and growth. The Stoic idea of amor fati, or love of fate, teaches us to embrace the course of events as they unfold, no matter how difficult or painful they may be. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This statement embodies the Stoic acceptance of life's imperfections and the fleeting nature of our attachments. By accepting that relationships sometimes come to an end, we can stop fighting against what has happened and instead start focusing on how to move forward with wisdom and resilience. When we experience heartbreak, our minds often become consumed with the what-ifs and the attachment to the past. We hold on to the memories, the hopes for the future, and the unrealistic expectations we once had. This attachment prevents us from healing as we continue to live in the shadow of something that is no longer present. Stoicism teaches us that attachment to outcomes or people is a form of attachment to things outside of our control. The only thing we can control is how we respond to these events. By letting go of this attachment, we unlock emotional freedom. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or abandoning the past. Rather, it's about accepting that the past is beyond our control and that it doesn't define who we are now. It's about acknowledging the hurt, but not letting it dominate our lives. The process of acceptance is about recognizing the impermanence of relationships and understanding that their end is a part of life's natural rhythm. Just as the seasons change, so too do our relationships, and the end of one can be the beginning of personal growth. Actionable steps for practicing acceptance. Journaling. Writing about our feelings is a powerful tool for processing emotions. Journaling helps us confront the pain and reflect on what the relationship has taught us. By putting our thoughts on paper, we can begin to detach from the emotions attached to them. Write about the things that went well in the relationship, but also about the things that didn't serve you. Acknowledge the lessons learned and the wisdom gained from the experience. Through journaling, we can practice acceptance by acknowledging both the good and the bad and seeing them as necessary parts of our journey. Meditation. Meditation helps to cultivate a sense of inner peace and acceptance. It allows us to sit with the pain of heartbreak without resistance. Through mindfulness meditation, we can observe our emotions without judgment, creating space between the pain and our response to it. This distance helps us realize that we are not our emotions, but that emotions are passing states of mind. Regular practice of meditation can teach us to accept and release, rather than cling to or suppress our feelings. Acknowledge the pain without resistance. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is to acknowledge the pain rather than avoid it. When we experience heartbreak, our natural instinct is to push away the pain. But Stoicism teaches us to face it head-on, to allow ourselves to feel it without resistance. By doing so, we stop giving the pain control over our lives. We let the emotions run their course without letting them define us. Saying to ourselves, "This hurts and that is okay," can be a simple but profound step toward acceptance. Reframe expectations. Often, heartbreak is intensified by unrealistic expectations. We envision a perfect future that doesn't come to fruition. Stoicism teaches us to align our expectations with reality. We cannot control the outcomes of relationships, but we can control how we respond to them. Reframing expectations involves letting go of the idea that we can control other people's actions or the path a relationship will take. Instead, we focus on accepting each moment as it comes. Self-compassion. Finally, practicing self-compassion is essential in the acceptance process. After heartbreak, it's easy to turn on ourselves with thoughts like, "I wasn't good enough," or "I should have done more." Stoicism encourages us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Recognize that heartbreak is part of the human experience, and rather than criticizing yourself for it, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend going through a similar situation. In conclusion, practicing acceptance and letting go is a key Stoic principle that can guide us through the pain of heartbreak. By accepting what is beyond our control, acknowledging the pain without resistance, and reframing our expectations, we can begin to heal. Stoicism empowers us to let go of attachments to the past, which frees us from unnecessary suffering and opens up the path to emotional freedom. With patience and practice, acceptance transforms heartbreak from a source of pain into an opportunity for growth and wisdom. Principle 3. Reframe your thoughts. One of the most powerful tools in Stoic philosophy is the ability to reframe our thoughts. Stoicism teaches that our emotions are not solely triggered by external events, but by the way we perceive and interpret those events. In times of heartbreak, it's easy to become overwhelmed by negative emotions such as regret, anger, and guilt. However, the Stoics remind us that we have the power to change our perspective, and by doing so, we can transform our emotional response and ultimately our experience. The Stoic principle of cognitive reframing suggests that we can alter our emotional outcomes by changing the way we view a situation. Instead of seeing heartbreak as a failure or personal inadequacy, we can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. By adjusting our thoughts, we are not denying the pain, but rather we are reframing it in a way that empowers us rather than leaving us stuck in despair. For example, when experiencing regret after a breakup, the Stoic mindset encourages us to view the past actions not as mistakes, but as valuable lessons. Regret often stems from a belief that we should have acted differently. However, Stoicism teaches us that every experience is an opportunity for learning and improvement. Instead of dwelling on the what-ifs, we can ask ourselves, what have I learned from this relationship and how can I grow from it? Similarly, anger and resentment toward an ex-partner can be reframed as an understanding of what we will no longer tolerate in future relationships. These emotions, while painful, highlight areas where we need to set healthier boundaries or change our expectations. Rather than letting anger consume us, we can use it as a catalyst for personal transformation, recognizing that it reflects our values and needs that should be respected in the future. Reframing guilt is also important. Instead of blaming ourselves for the end of the relationship, we can recognize that both parties contributed to the dynamic and that it's part of the natural course of relationships to evolve or end. Viewing guilt as a signal to reflect on our actions and identify areas for self-improvement rather than self-punishment enables us to take responsibility without carrying unnecessary shame. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to reframing our thoughts is a powerful tool in transforming heartbreak into a stepping stone toward personal growth. By changing how we perceive our experiences, we reclaim control over our emotions and move forward with wisdom and resilience. Principle 4. Cultivate inner strength and resilience. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on cultivating resilience, the ability to face adversity with courage, patience, and grace. For the Stoics, life's challenges, including heartbreak, are not something to be feared or avoided, but opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. By embracing difficulty rather than running from it, we can develop inner strength and learn to navigate emotional pain with composure. Heartbreak, by its very nature, can feel like an overwhelming challenge. However, the Stoic mindset teaches us that our emotional resilience is forged through such trials. Rather than allowing ourselves to be crushed by the pain, Stoicism encourages us to endure, accept, and transform it. By focusing on our inner resources and how we respond, we can emerge from heartbreak not as victims, but as individuals who have grown through the experience. The key to resilience in Stoic thought is recognizing that suffering is part of the human condition, but it is not the suffering itself that defines us. It is how we respond to it. Stoic figures like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus faced profound personal losses and hardships, yet their responses were marked by strength and acceptance. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, lost many loved ones throughout his life. Yet he famously wrote in his meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His ability to stay grounded despite personal loss is a testament to the Stoic resilience that he cultivated over his life. Epictetus, born into slavery and enduring countless hardships, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." His teachings emphasize the importance of developing an inner fortitude that allows us to face suffering with grace rather than being overtaken by it. Epictetus's life is a reminder that no matter the circumstances, we have the power to choose our response. By embracing resilience, we can view heartbreak not as a defeat, but as an opportunity to strengthen our emotional muscles. We learn that our true power lies not in avoiding pain, but in facing it with dignity and composure. When we face life's difficulties with this mindset, we build emotional fortitude that will help us navigate future challenges, including love and loss, with greater strength and wisdom. Principle 5. Practice gratitude and self-compassion. Stoicism teaches that even in the most painful times, we can cultivate inner peace through gratitude and self-compassion. While heartbreak often brings feelings of loss and sadness, the Stoic approach encourages us to shift our focus from what is missing to what we still have, creating a more balanced emotional state. By practicing gratitude, we can reframe our mindset and find meaning even in the face of emotional pain. Gratitude is a transformative practice that allows us to acknowledge the positive aspects of our lives, no matter how small they may seem. During heartbreak, it can be easy to focus solely on the loss, but Stoicism reminds us that there is always something to be thankful for, whether it's supportive friends, good health, or the lessons learned through the relationship. By intentionally choosing to focus on these aspects, we move away from bitterness and resentment toward healing and peace. In addition to gratitude, self-compassion is essential. Often, after a breakup, we become our harshest critics, blaming ourselves for what went wrong. Stoicism teaches that we are all human, and making mistakes is part of life. Being kind to ourselves in these moments helps to break the cycle of self-blame and paves the way for emotional healing. Self-compassion allows us to accept our imperfections and reminds us that we deserve love and care, especially from ourselves. To cultivate these Stoic practices, start with gratitude journaling. Each day, take a moment to write down at least 3 things you are thankful for. These don't need to be monumental. Even small, everyday blessings can shift your mindset toward abundance. Over time, you'll notice a subtle but powerful change in how you perceive your circumstances. Another exercise is positive affirmations. Remind yourself daily that you are resilient, worthy of love, and capable of healing. By repeating affirmations like, "I am enough," or "I have the strength to heal," you gradually rebuild your sense of self-worth. Lastly, practice patience and compassion with yourself during emotional struggles. Acknowledge that healing takes time and it's okay to feel pain. Stoicism teaches us that growth is a process, not an instant transformation. Be gentle with yourself as you rebuild, knowing that through gratitude and self-compassion, you are laying the foundation for a stronger, more peaceful heart. Principle 6. Seek wisdom and learn from the experience. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that every experience, even painful ones like heartbreak, offers an opportunity for learning and growth. The Stoics believed that life's challenges are not to be feared or avoided, but embraced as chances to gain wisdom and improve oneself. Heartbreak, while deeply painful, can serve as a powerful teacher, offering valuable insights into your emotional needs, desires, and how you navigate relationships. From a Stoic perspective, every setback is an opportunity to reflect and learn. When faced with heartbreak, it's easy to feel consumed by emotions like regret, anger, or self-pity. However, Stoicism encourages us to take a step back and view these emotions objectively. Instead of letting the pain define us, we can ask ourselves, what has this experience taught me about my needs, boundaries, and personal growth? What insights have I gained about what I truly value in relationships? Heartbreak can help clarify your desires and emotional needs. For example, you may realize that certain expectations or attachments were not aligned with your core values, and this understanding allows you to approach future relationships with more wisdom and emotional awareness. The Stoic practice of self-reflection encourages you to dig deeper into what went wrong and why, not to place blame on yourself or the other person, but to understand what could be done differently in the future. Practical ways to reflect on the lessons learned include journaling, meditation, or simply taking time to sit with your thoughts. Journaling can help you process the emotions you're experiencing, but it can also guide you to uncover lessons that can lead to personal growth. Write down your feelings, then ask yourself, what you can learn from them. What patterns do you notice? Are there recurring mistakes or situations that you can avoid moving forward? Another Stoic practice is to consider what you can control in future relationships. In heartbreak, many aspects are out of our control, such as the feelings or actions of the other person. However, Stoicism emphasizes taking responsibility for what is within your power, your own thoughts, actions, and emotional responses. By focusing on your own growth and learning from the past, you can build emotional resilience and become more equipped to handle similar challenges in the future. Incorporating wisdom from past experiences is a crucial part of emotional healing and growth. By viewing heartbreak through the lens of Stoic philosophy, you can transform pain into wisdom, allowing you to emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. Throughout this video, we've explored the power of Stoic philosophy in navigating heartbreak and emotional pain. The key Stoic principles, focusing on what you can control, practicing acceptance, reframing thoughts, cultivating resilience, practicing gratitude, and seeking wisdom, are transformative tools for healing a broken heart. By focusing on what is within your control, you regain power over your emotional healing. Acceptance allows you to release attachment to things beyond your influence, while reframing negative emotions helps you shift your perspective and find meaning in the pain. Stoicism teaches resilience, encouraging you to face adversity with courage and strength, knowing that hardship can build inner strength. Practicing gratitude and self-compassion further nurtures emotional healing, reminding you that there is always something to be thankful for, even in difficult times. Finally, by seeking wisdom from the experience, you gain valuable insights that guide you toward personal growth and future emotional well-being. When applied together, these Stoic principles turn heartbreak from a painful experience into an opportunity for profound emotional growth. Instead of being overwhelmed by the pain, you can emerge stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. I encourage you to embrace these Stoic tools and take active steps toward healing. Stoicism empowers you to not just endure heartbreak, but to grow through it, transforming your pain into wisdom and resilience. Thank you for watching and reflecting on how Stoicism can help heal a broken heart. We've discussed powerful Stoic principles, such as focusing on what you can control, practicing acceptance, reframing negative thoughts, cultivating resilience, practicing gratitude, and learning from the experience. These principles are not just abstract ideas. They are actionable tools that can guide you through difficult times and help you grow from your pain. I invite you to share your thoughts or experiences with Stoicism and how it has helped you through challenging moments. How have you applied these principles in your own life to heal a broken heart? Feel free to leave your comments below. If you found these Stoic insights helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell to stay updated on more content about Stoicism, personal growth, and healing. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope Stoicism brings you the strength and wisdom to navigate any emotional challenges that come your way.